Hello everybody, this is Multrap coming at you with another audio commentary. This is game 2 of the best of 3 set between C Shield and Leta, and this is part of Group A of the BaToo OSL. And again, I did the set between Bescott and Leta a couple weeks ago, and Leta won. And they had the system for the OSL this season and last season as well is they have these groups of 3 where 2 players play each other, and then the winner of that has to play someone who's a little bit higher seeded, and then the winner of that match goes on to the OSL. So Leta beat Best God, and now he's facing C in this section here, and if he does actually win this, well, if he wins this game actually, because it's a best of 3 and Leta took the first game, so if Leta wins this game and this match, then he will be advancing to the OSL. That would be the round of 16. And that's a completely different format for the round of 16 for the OSL. It's a kind of a round robin thing. It's pretty interesting. Excuse me. Sorry. Still sick. I think I'm almost better. It's been friggin' like 9 days that I've had this stupid cold. Anyway, let's check out the colors. Actually, Leta is going to be the same color as last game. He's going to be red. The red Terran over here on the right side of the map, approximately 3 o'clock. And C Shield is going to be purple. He's the purple Terran over here on the left side of the map, about 10 o'clock. And this is Medusa. That's the map where you have the kind of a big long ridge around behind your base, and there's the temples you can break down to get in behind their base and that sort of thing. A couple things before this gets started. Real quick, I mentioned my featured subscriber thing that I'm gonna do. You can't request it. You can't be like, oh, feature my videos or whatever, because that would take all the fun out of it. It has to be like I find it randomly, because that's kind of the point. It's like just looking up random videos that people have that are interesting. Anyway, the other thing I was going to mention is that I've been meaning to say this for a little while, actually, and I think I may have said it once before, but I'm going to reiterate that, sorry, excuse me, I want to apologize, I guess, for people who have PM'd me on YouTube and I haven't gone back to them. It's generally, I'm not, like, trying to ignore you or anything like that. Usually it's, like, that I'm busy uploading videos or whatever, and I think, oh, well, I'll get back to them later, or what have you, and I'm sorry. I'm almost healthy. I'm gonna stop stopping to cough before too long. Anyway, it looks like C is actually gonna send out. No, never mind. There's barracks. Both players are getting barracks down. C has his barracks down a little bit later though, which is kind of interesting. He probably went. I wasn't paying attention because I was rambling there, but he probably went for the 12 racks where you get your barracks and your refinery at the same time, and gets your factory up a little bit quicker. Well, actually, I don't know if it gets your factory up quicker, but it gets your economy going as well as your factory. So it's a pretty good build there. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I'm not ignoring anyone, and I apologize to anyone that I haven't gotten back to, or some people have even asked oh, how do you do commentaries, and I want to start, and could you tell me? And usually that's, it's like that, especially that's something that I have to actually spend some time answering to do a proper answer, unless you want to just go to SC2GG and look at the guide there. And so I'm not blowing you off. It's just that I usually mean to get back to it, and then I forget to, because I don't have a lot of time. Anyway, so we got Leta getting a nice scout in here on C's base, and C has actually put SCVs back on gas. He had taken SCVs off of gas, presumably to get more minerals to get a command center going, but now he's put SCVs back on gas, and that is interesting. Maybe I just didn't see it properly. Maybe he actually hadn't taken them off gas at all, but it could be that he saw that scout getting in there and he threw some SCVs on gas just to be a little bit trickier. What's Leta doing? He's hiding something over here. What's he doing? He's got his factory going, probably a starport going down here. And no, command center, okay. but he built it pretty far back, so that's kind of strange. But I guess he just wants to make sure it's really, really hidden, and C is not going to be able to spot that. But that does mean that Leta is actually going to have to float that command center out. It's going to get his expansion going a little bit later than C's, whereas C has just planted his expansion right there. And wow, that SCV is still alive. Leta's SCV is still running around in C's base. Finally gets cornered. That Marine finally cornered the SCV and picked it off. Oh wow. C is actually, he's trying to use this these minerals to squeeze a vulture through. Oh, will it get through? Oh, it looks like it is gonna. No, it's turning back. It's going through. The vulture does get through. So C actually sneaks a vulture through those mineral patches there, and he's going to be able to get a vulture in behind Leta's base and probably take pot shots at his economy as well, although he does have a tank around, so he's going to be able to fall back with that tank and probably take out that vulture, unless he has mines researched already, which I don't think he does. It looks like Leta, in the meantime, is preparing for raids, or, I mean, when you get your armory and your academy, you can get your Comsat and your Goliaths out, and that's both good for, if they go cloaked raids. It's a really, I mean, it's a hard counter to cloaked raids. Actually, wait, I don't see an academy. I thought that was an academy. Never mind. So he doesn't have an academy, but he's getting his armory. Possibly trying to go for some early upgrades, or possibly just wanting to make sure he gets early Goliaths, so that if there is some kind of drop, he can take out the dropship very easily, or something like that. And see, actually sneaking the SCV in the front while the vulture was going in behind, I believe. Yeah, so he's got the army up, but no academy. So if, well, I mean, sometimes players do also just go for raids, and so it'd be really effective against that if he didn't get cloaked raids or anything like that. But C is not actually doing that. So C has just gone for his expansion. He's just kind of doing a, well, I won't say standard game, because in Terran versus Terran, really there is no, like, well, I guess there's standard, but there's not normal. I mean, you're as likely to see, you know, a cloaked wraith rush as you are just, you know, two factories in going in and, you know, setting up defense perimeter or whatever. Actually, we got some shelling going on. C is really hoping to break down this wall behind there. He's really trying to use this back door, and really their map spawn positions are in a place where it is a little bit better for C to do this sort of thing. Leta has a little bit of a disadvantage. It's going to be a little bit harder for him to go around to the back of C's base, whereas while C is attacking this spot here, setting in the Marine to take the hits from the tanks. Nicely done. Although, actually, never mind. Those tanks weren't even in range of the other tanks anyway, so not too big a deal. But he's going to have to fall back here, but he's almost killed off those temples. A few more hits, I think, will take out the temples. So, I mean, since they do splash damage, they take down more than one of the temples at a time. But it looks like C is having to fall back and just set up his kind of a firing line perimeter here. But Leta's actually coming around from behind and doing a major attack from the side. And this is kind of like what I was talking about in another game. I don't remember which game that was. It was a TVT on this map during the last Star League season. This big open center makes for really kind of naval TVT. It makes it so that, I mean, there's this wide expanse, kind of like an ocean, and so, you know, in naval battles, C throwing his tank in there, a little bit careless on C's part. I don't think he even realized his tank was attacking over there. Manages to take out one of Leta's tanks there and a couple of Goliaths.